Alright, so who we sitting down with today?
It's a one shot.
And this is live from the basement. Alright, man, can you tell us a little bit about where you from?
So I'm from Johnstown, PA. It's quiet, just in the middle of nowhere for real in the woods.
Right. And what was your upbringing like?
For real, my mom just kept us like out the way, away from a lot of shit that was going on. I had two brothers, so we were just outside playing sports and shit like that every day.
Right. So like, what made you like get into cameras and stuff like that and want to be a videographer?
So I really just been editing pictures and videos like my whole life for real.
Right.
I don't know what really got me into it, but I just always been doing it.
Do you feel like you was like one of the hottest? Not was, because you still is in my opinion. You just kind of chilling right now. But like, do you feel like you was the hottest boy out there in Johnstown shooting vids?
Yeah, at the time, I don't think there was really anybody else shooting as much as me.
You definitely was shooting more than me, bro. I ain't gonna hold you like every
I think
day.
you probably got me beat now for sure. You dropping every single day.
Right now, yeah, but like it wasn't always like that, bro.
Right.
I ain't gonna lie. But nah, you definitely got like a crazy style to your videography. It's like more I don't want to say grunge, but like definitely like an underground style too.
Grimy, like.
So what inspired that?
I feel like a lot of like the art and shit that I was into, like Andy Warhol, like
Right.
Vincent Van Gogh style shit like that. That kind of inspired my photography and stuff.
And what was your start like in videography? Like, who did you start shooting videos, or was kind of like just gradually happen?
At first, I was editing videos and stuff for like other YouTubers, and
Right.
then it was like during COVID, I found a camera that my mom had that she didn't use, so I started messing around doing photo shoots, and then people just asked for videos, so it took
Right.
off from there.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I've been told you, like, when I first like started getting hip to this shit, I was like, yo, bro, you about to take over this shit. You feel me?
Right.
I kind of
You were
could
there
see
for
it
like
coming.
one of the first videos too.
Yeah, that was the
Shooting
joint with
behind the scenes.
was that the joint with Yearn?
Yeah.
The not common one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that was like a classic moment. And it brought a lot of people together too.
Yeah,
you
facts.
feel
That
me?
was a fun ass time. We had mad people out. That shit was like a party, damn near.
And that was like your start with like working with Yearn, or that.
Yeah, that was the
already
second
like that.
video I shot with him.
And do you what was your favorite project that you would say that you worked on, so far?
I would say probably the concerts that we threw. It was me, Yearn, Carmike, and DJ Zabrick. We all threw 2 concerts together. I say that's the most fun that I had working with someone.
I can see that. And right now you kind of like on a hiatus, I guess.
Yeah.
What made you decide like you want to take a break from videography?
It started. The camera that I had broke, but after I stepped away, like I just took some time to reflect, and I felt like that wasn't really, I guess, my purpose in life. Like I never really wanted to be behind the camera shooting for other people. I felt like I didn't have like a lot of creative control.
Right. Oh, because they had their own ideas and stuff.
And another thing too is like a lot of the image that's forced on, like especially rappers now, is like in music videos, it's like you gotta have the most guns, the most weed,
Word,
shit like
yeah.
that in your videos, and
Yeah.
I just feel like that's not my end goal to just be promoting that.
No, that's real, bro. Hold on one. So I did notice though that you started rapping. You feel me? And making your
Yeah, a
own
little
music. What inspired that? Was it just being around rappers all the time, or was that always in you?
So a lot. I would just be in the studio playing around, like saying that I wanted to get on some shit, and it was really Yearn that started pushing me. He was like, "Don't just say you want to get on some shit. Like, you just pull up a beat and be like, all right, go ahead, bro." So
Right.
it was just some shit I did for fun. I never really took seriously, but yeah, Yearn definitely pushed me to do that more.
Can we expect more of that? Not really.
I don't know. Maybe if I'm in the right environment, if somebody asks me to get on something, I will. But
So are
I'm
you
not
like,
going out of my way.
are you involved in the music scene like that these days, or you kind of like took a break from it completely?
I still be in studio sessions and stuff like that, but just kind of like if I end up there, like if I'm chilling with Yearn and he has some shit planned, or if I'm chilling with someone who's gonna be in the studio, but I don't really go out of my way to be involved in any. I'm more just like supporting from the distance right now.
Right. I mean, I fuck with it, bro. I ain't gonna lie. The camera stuff, like being behind the camera is just as stressful as being in front of it. You feel
Right.
me? all the politics and stuff like that, man.
Right.
It makes it a little bit more. It makes it less enjoyable. You feel me?
Yeah, there's a lot of people who aren't easy to work with who make music.
Yeah, they usually the most difficult people to work
Right.
with too. You feel me? Everybody got their own personalities and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I do see that like in your spare time when you're not working, you like fishing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I see you've been vlogging, like doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, can we see more of that, or is that something that you just
for
do every
sure.
once in a while?
Yeah, it really just, I didn't have any type of direction with what I wanted to do with videos, but I knew I didn't want to just quit, so I just started vlogging what I was doing every day.
Right.
And one of his Caleb,
Shout out to Caleb.
he's really what got me into fishing. He just was asking me to come, and it eventually turned into like every single day I was fishing and doing some similar shit to that. So I was just vlogging what I was doing. So that's just kind of the direction it took on its own.
So fishing, is that like kind of therapeutic for you?
Oh, for sure. Just being out in nature in general, but especially around water and being able to relax and not really worry about anything and just go with the flow.
So let me ask you this: like, when it comes to you doing videography, are you self-taught?
Yeah.
Right. So like, what were some ways that you like taught yourself how to like learn how to shoot?
A lot of shit on YouTube, for real.
Right.
Like, any type of effects that I wanted to recreate, I just look up how to do them, look up tutorials on YouTube for shit, and just playing around with the camera, like doing shoots at home by myself, playing with the settings and shit like that.
Right. Do you feel like since you've been out the scene that it's like the scene is kind of like lacking something? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, just from outside looking in, as far as Johnstown goes, man, I feel like they definitely need somebody out there,
Right.
you know, doing something. Shooting
Yeah,
anything.
I feel like a lot of the people that I was working with haven't really been putting a lot of shit out since I quit, but there's some people who are definitely still doing their thing, still working with other videographers and stuff, but there's just not a lot of people with cameras in Johnstown, for real,
Yeah,
so.
man. Do you feel like you need it, or you feel like you'll see somebody else pop up again doing something?
Yeah, for sure.
And
There'll
shout out
definitely be other people.
Yeah, shout out to I ain't mean to cut you off. Shout out to Shice. You feel me?
Yeah,
I know
he
that he
started doing
shoots
his own videos
and his
shit.
stuff is hard. You feel me?
Right. Yeah, there's people like I don't know if you know Shot by Spec.
I've heard of him. Your
Yeah,
prospect,
he
yeah.
He be shooting shit. And a lot of the people who were doing it before me, like Jason Indy.
Yeah,
all
he
them.
hard. He a legend already. Bricko was hard too, man.
He just don't really be putting out music videos though.
Yeah, you feel me? I've been noticing like a lot of people that shoot music videos kind of falling back from that and like getting into other stuff. So
Right.
with that being said, like if it's not music involved, like could somebody like hire you for shooting something, like or you just kind of done with it completely right now?
Yeah, I just been kind of focused on my own shit. I don't really enjoy shooting for other people as much as I do when I'm just doing whatever I want.
Yeah, nah, I ain't gonna lie. That creative freedom, you know,
Yeah.
can't beat that. And I feel like a lot of times, sometimes people have unrealistic expectations.
Yeah.
And I do feel like the market out here is not that great as far as like money wise, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
Not for sure.
I feel like I don't know, like, and I feel like I don't really know what people were charging and stuff like that, but I feel like the price point for some people is probably unrealistic.
Yeah.
Like I came in this joint paying
and
like
a lot
$3.
of people who they'll like throw out a price and it's like,
Yeah.
I ain't doing a whole week of work for that. Like,
Yeah, bro, and that's another thing too. It's cool. Like I really do this because it's mainly like a passion thing. You
Right.
feel me? And I feel like even with the interviews, like that's not as much hard work as shooting a music video.
Yeah.
And I just feel like I feel like you should be highlighted for what you like the contributions you made. I mean, I don't know if it's like 800 posts on your IG, but I know it's a shitload.
Close.
Yeah, it's up there, bro. And that's way like I know you try to give me my flowers, but you shoot way more than I do. I take a lot of breaks because I don't know. I just feel like, you know, sometimes I want to fall back. I might want to focus on music. I might want to focus
Right.
on clothes
So
and
you got
stuff
your
like
own
that.
life and shit too.
Yeah, man.
Like,
Just had a baby and all of that. So with that being said, when you were doing it, how did you balance like your real life and still, you know, maintaining your creativity and, you know, working with artists and stuff like that?
for real, it was just like, it just kind of came naturally. Like, it didn't feel like work. I was just having fun shooting videos. Like, from the time I get off work till I go to sleep, I'd be shooting or editing videos because that's just, I guess, what I felt like doing. Like, it was
Right.
just fun to me. The environment, like being around the music and shit like that. Like, it never really felt like work because it was what I wanted to be doing.
Right. And what was some of like you would say probably like biggest challenges, you know, in the process of like, you know, trying to establish yourself as a videographer? I know in the beginning, unless you got friends that you could work with, some people are hesitant to like just you know, work with people and shoot and stuff like that.
I feel like for me it was easy because I just knew like a ton of people who made music, who needed videos, and there was really nobody else out there that was doing it. But I feel like the biggest thing is like, I mean, you could send somebody the best video of all time, but like if you just didn't like have a good connection or like you were difficult to work with, they're not coming back, they're not recommending you to friends. But if you make like an actual like good personal connection, like then it could be the worst video ever and they'll tell all their friends about you, they'll come back to work again.
So with that being said, like, you know, how do you stay creative these days? If you are at all, you know.
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't really be doing much that's creative, like especially now with the videos I do, a lot of it's just like when I'm editing it, it's just like put the clips together, throw a quick color grade on, and that's it. So it's not as much like in-depth, detailed editing like I was doing with the videos. So
do you so I might have asked you this already. Do you ever plan on getting back into it?
yeah, for sure. I definitely want to get back into it, but I feel like when I do, it's just gonna be like with people who's like messaging their music that I align with, like personally.
Right.
You know, stuff that like I actually want to do, not just doing it like for money or a source of income. It'll be more like projects that I have more creative control over.
It seems like you kind of went through like a I don't want to say like a spiritual transition, but like you kind of had like a epiphany, kind of like, and you kind of just
for sure
started focusing on other things in life, which is dope. And you pretty young, you know, so like the fact that you kind of are starting to focus on other things, that's good, man. But
no, it definitely was partially like spiritual. Like I started reading the Bible, going to church, shit like that, and just really thinking more about my purpose in life. Cause like in Johnstown, like your whole life, anybody from Johnstown knows like you just see over and over again the same story. People trying to keep up the image of, you know, being hard or having guns and drugs and shit. They always end up the same way. It's like in prison or dead, and I feel like seeing a lot of that is what kind of pushed me away from it, between like people that I work with or friends and stuff like that. Like
that's very understandable, bro. I ain't gonna lie, man. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I do feel myself like kind of falling back as well. I mean, I feel like right now we need something, not just Altoona, but Johnstown as well. You know, there's not a lot of outlets for our artists and stuff like that. So part of this is that, but at the same time, I do feel like it could get burnt out. It could be stressful as well, and it's not productive, you know, with your life. Like you gotta take time away from your family, your friends, your girl, just to sit at a computer and edit, just for somebody to want to make some changes or not like it, or.
And a lot of times it's like a project you don't even really care about.
Exactly, and it's not worth the trouble. But you know, I'm not gonna just up and quit, but. I don't know, man. I ain't gonna lie. So shout out to Coda Films. Shout out to Moonshutter Films. Now, you feel me? They're both Altoona videographers. Shout out to you. But all the videographers I know, they kind of at some point be like, you know what? I'm cool.
Back from it.
Why do you think that is? You just think it's the artist, or you just think it's just the work in general?
I don't really think it's the artist. I think it's more so that like, whenever you're doing stuff for other people, like every single day, it just starts to feel like work. Like you kind of lose your passion for videos or photography or whatever it is when you're just doing stuff for other people. Whereas whenever you're just doing what you want and you have creative control over it, it's more fun. It's like you kind of just lose like your passion for photos and videos when you're just constantly doing stuff for other people.
Right. So what you saying that you don't believe that that's necessarily your purpose? Do you think you found what your purpose should be or will be?
I feel like I'm on the right path, but I don't think I'm completely there yet, but it's a work in progress.
Yeah, you definitely got time, man, but you already got a good head on your shoulders, and that's the start, you feel me?
Appreciate that.
Like I said, man, I deal with a lot of people, and like younger people, when I see them thinking about, you know, things bigger than just this fake-ass entertainment world we got going on, it's good to see, you feel me? Because there is more to life, man. And a lot of this stuff is relationship based. It's phony.
Family.
Yeah, you know. So it's like if you can focus on your family, your kids, and stuff like that, I think that you should.
Right.
This will be here. You feel me? And I feel like it'll always be a place for you.
It'll always come back.
Yeah, definitely you though. Like you one of the goals out there, John, bro. Like,
Appreciate that. Bro.
I don't know. I'm sure people probably tell you that, but just for me, outside looking in, like I've been studying this music scene for a long time, so
yeah,
I've seen it.
Definitely tell you did your research.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, bro. And I watched when you first came in. You feel me? And I watched the impact you had. I seen you going from shooting the people in Johnstown and going all the way out to Philly, Pittsburgh, shooting all kinds of artists. So like you were definitely making a lot of progress, man. And I know it's also hard being that you do this by yourself.
Right.
You know, it's a lot of work on you. What is something like that you would have to do to kind of like keep up with the workload? Cause it seems like you're dropping like every day. I ain't gonna hold you.
I don't know. I feel like at a certain point you gotta like. You just have to love the grind for real. Like you gotta love the process. You can't just love putting out the end result and getting the views and stuff like that. You have to love like the work that you're doing to be able to keep up with it. Like if you feel like you're forcing yourself to like, you know, get up and shoot videos, and it's like,
yeah,
you're never ever gonna be able to keep that up. But if it's something you enjoy doing and like you just enjoy the process from start to finish, then it don't really feel like work at all.
No, that's a fact, man. So what is some advice that you would give to like aspiring videographers, especially ones out here?
Right. I would say definitely focus on making like an actual personal connection with the people that you're working with, not just like pull up to shoot the video and then leave, you know, like just being there to collect a check. Like actually care about the project that you're working on, care about their music, want to see them win as much as you want to win yourself, because you could drop 1 million videos, but if the people you're shooting for aren't succeeding, it's really not worth nothing. You gotta want them to succeed. You gotta want the video to come out good for them and for yourself.
That's a fact, man. That's a big fact. So what are some of the most important things that you learned in the process of like doing what you have been doing out here as far as like working with artists and stuff? And I guess you low key were like doing artist development kind of, cause you like give artists their images as well. So what are some of the things you picked up on, you know, being behind the scenes working with these artists?
I would say the biggest thing for me was learn how to say no, learn how to turn projects down.
Definitely.
Because like you said, like a lot of expectations that people have are unrealistic. So don't just like, when I first started out, I would just feed into like, yeah, I could do that, yeah, I could, and then I'm wearing myself thin. Like, you gotta learn how to say no for sure.
Definitely. Do you feel like you weren't saying no enough before you kind of fell back from shooting?
Yeah, for sure. I was definitely taking on too much at once. Like I'd have like 15 videos unedited, and I'm still going out shooting new stuff. Like,
hey yo, tell me about it, bro. I'm in that same situation. I ain't gonna lie.
Right.
So like in this game, I know that you sometimes gotta take a lot of risks just to be able to do, you know, what you're doing as far as getting videos and stuff. Like what were some of the risks that you had to take, you know, to make sure that whoever you're dealing with get like a good final project or product, I should say.
Right. I would say a lot of it was just investing in myself, like into my equipment, you know, into editing softwares and presets and transitions and stuff like that. Just investing money into yourself and your craft to get better. That's probably the biggest risk.
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah. Because a lot of times you don't always get back your investment.
Oh, yeah,
it's going to take a little longer. But I feel like I will say though, like anybody that does invest in themselves, you will get it back eventually, you know.
Right.
Like if you stay consistent with it.
Even if you don't make it back financially, you're gonna grow as a person. Like as a
relationships, friends, all that, man. All right, so this is what I want to ask you about the music scene out here. Do you feel like it's made a lot of changes since, you know, since it kind of first started? Personally, like for me, when I look at it, I do feel like it's a lot more artists, but I don't know if that's because of the coverage or if they were already here. But like, what do you think of the music scene right now?
I feel like there's way more people rapping than ever right now, especially with like the accessibility. Like you don't have to buy studio time. You don't have to buy equipment. You can just need your phone.
That's a
I
fact.
feel like that's one thing that's definitely made it a bigger market. And not only that, but you know, other people getting attention like Eam,
definitely.
just people going up. Everybody wants to jump on the wave then, but
Yeah,
you
definitely.
also see a lot of people whose careers die out like before they even get started for real. Like
Yeah, no, that's a fact, man. It's a lot of here today, going tomorrow type of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Who's some of the artists that you pay attention to, that you like out here?
Shit, really, anybody locally I'd be paying attention to, like Yearn for sure.
Yeah, shout out to Yearn.
Mir, Cell, Magna.
Yeah, he hard.
Shine, he's hard as hell.
Definitely. Shout out to Lantrez, man.
Right. Yeah. Really, anybody from around Johnstown, Altoona, Pittsburgh. I'd be watching everybody. I'd be supporting.
Right.
But yeah, really the people that I'm friends with is who I'd be watching the most.
Right. Now, I don't blame you. I ain't gonna lie. Your friend circle, as far as artists you just named, they all kind of tough though. Like,
right.
Like, you feel me? They all definitely doing some legendary shit right now. I do feel like we in a super great space as far as just the creatives, and you know, I wish it was more videographers. I wish it was more podcasts and stuff like that.
Right.
I feel like we need more of that, because that's what makes this thing grow. You know, like if we got people
definitely need to show off the personality and shit like that.
Yeah, man, definitely.
Social media presence is like the #1 thing for artists right now. If you don't have that,
yeah, definitely,
you don't
man.
have anything for real.
Yeah, and I feel like that's another reason why, like, even like me as music, like I'm not a big social media person like that.
Right.
Like, if I wasn't doing music or shooting and stuff like that, I probably wouldn't even handle social media.
Yeah.
Cause I'm more of a I'm an introvert. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could be extroverted, but
when you need to.
But like, I like to stay out the way. I like to stay to myself. I like to be in the crib.
I feel
you feel
that.
me? But you know, unfortunately, you know, I do feel like I got a purpose with what I'm doing right now, as far as just putting a spotlight on what's going on out here and trying to build this shit up to like eventually get some outside people looking in.
You probably had the most success out of anybody doing that. For real,
Yeah.
especially on YouTube.
But not just because of me, it's because of them too, though. You feel me? I feel like I appreciate you saying that, but it's like when you see somebody that you know on there, you're more likely to go check out the interviews. I feel like that shit didn't start working out till I started doing the interviews.
Yeah.
Before that, it was like here and there I get a couple videos, but I feel like the interviews got everybody tuned in because everybody wants to see what everybody's saying.
Right. And that's like the only thing people got going to show off people's personality. It's like you can rap hard, that's one thing. You got like cool fashion, whatever. You got hard videos, that's one thing. But people really want to see their personality, you know, outside of the music, their interests, shit like that.
And I feel like we got a lot of dope people out here, man. You being one of them. That's why I felt like I had to, like, I'm glad that you didn't turn me down, man, because I knew that you wasn't.
I definitely was appreciative that you asked me to come on here. It's definitely a fire project that I want to be a part of.
I remember when I first met you, bro. Like, I could already see it. You feel me? And you had a better camera than me. I ain't even gonna lie. Like, you still got a better camera because this is the same camera I had all the way back then. You feel me? And I just been running around doing whatever. But
your videos are hard as hell because you know how to use your camera, though.
Yeah, I appreciate it, bro. So this is the thing for me. Not to make it about myself, but like the whole way I even got into this is because I used to do music. Right. And I would be like, I was genuinely interested in what the videographers was doing. So when they would do certain things, I would ask them about it, ask them about lighting and stuff like that. And when I actually did pick up a camera, they actually gave me like real information and real game and didn't try to sabotage me. Like, shout out to Never Seen Visuals, shout out to Wavy from from Wilmington. And shout out to Banger Jackson, all from Wilmington. You don't know them, but like for them, they helped me a lot. You feel me? And that's something that I do feel like I gotta pay it forward because a lot of people try to gatekeep information. I don't know if you came across that.
Yeah, that's one thing that's definitely lost today is helping other people out. Like,
yeah,
everybody
definitely,
just wants
man.
to keep their shit to themselves.
Yeah, nah, they do, but you feel me? I like what you've done. I do think that it's important for people to know the people that made history out here, because even with the other artists, you know, if they look up most of the artists from Johnstown, they're gonna find your work, you know, find your channel and stuff like that. So I really do hope that you make it come back, and I hope that one day, you know, if you ever up to it, we can like collab on something. Cause
for sure, yeah.
I feel like we should have been did that, but we both kind of been moving.
Our own shit.
Yeah, man, you know. So if you had to choose, like, have you shot in for like other artists outside of rap as well, or has it mainly been rap?
I don't think so. I think I only really shoot rap videos.
Do you think, with the running guns, because I guess that's mainly what they try to book you for. Do you feel like you've been able to show your full potential of what you're capable of with shooting?
Nah, not really. You know, if I had time to like map out things and set shit up,
Yeah.
I was doing that a little bit when I first started, but
Go ahead.
yeah, I was definitely trying to get more creative with it when I first started, but it was always just kind of easier to just show up and shoot whatever goes on and then work with it after. But if I had time to like prepare and plan out my shoots more, I definitely feel like I'd have some way crazier videos for sure.
So do you stay out Johnstown or you?
Yeah.
All right. So what's your favorite thing about the city Johnstown, man? You know, like, what could people expect if they was to visit that city?
It's quiet. It's a lot of. The nature out there is really beautiful. Even out here, like we're just in the middle of the mountains, in the middle of the woods. We got beautiful sunsets.
Do you feel like you got a lot of places out here that you can like go fishing and stuff? And like, what are some of your? You don't have to tell nobody. Like, what are some of your favorite spots to go to when you know, you are out there doing that?
Damn, I don't even know for real. There's just a lot of hard places in Johnstown. Just anywhere out in nature, out of the way, away from I guess like the noise, away from the city.
I feel it, man. So what's next for 1Shot? Or do you even go by 1Shot at this point?
Yeah.
You still do? What can we expect to see from you, man?
I don't know. I just kind of go with the flow and see what comes my way, for real.
Nah, I feel it, man. I ain't gonna lie, the space you in is good. Sometimes it's good to just fall back for a little bit.
Right.
And just live a little bit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's something that I really want to do. Like, this stuff is kind of overwhelming.
For sure.
And it's
your whole life has got to be dedicated to that shit.
Yeah, and it's like, it's hard, man. You know, just trying to balance out stuff. I ain't even gonna lie. Like, I've been doing a little bit of caregiving and stuff on the side, so
right.
She has me going to church and stuff like that. And even just sitting in there just has me looking at life a little bit different and wondering, like, does all this stuff really matter? But at the same time, you know, I do feel like it's necessary. When I came out here, wasn't nothing going on, bro. Or it was, and we just didn't know. So I feel like now, it's kind of like, so like, I know like people say in Chicago, right, that the killing and all that stuff was worse back in the 80s and 90s, but it's amplified because of the media.
Right.
I feel like it could be the same on a positive note, you know, with the music scene out here. Yeah. You know, if we covering it and keeping people in front of people's faces, you know, it helps this thing grow out here.
For sure.
And you definitely are needed, bro. Like, I mean, listen, move at your own pace. Definitely, your peace of mind is priority, but don't ever think that, like, you feel me, like anybody could take and replace what you have done out here, bro. And that's real shit. And that's one videographer to another, you feel me? Even I don't know if you consider yourself a videographer. Like, I don't. For sure. I just kind of like picked up a camera and started doing shit that I like for real. You feel me? So I feel like I do want to see more of that. But yeah, bro, I mean, you ain't doing nothing wrong but focusing on yourself. So
I feel like I'll definitely get back into it when the time's right. And,
yeah, definitely, bro.
Definitely just more shit that aligns with kind of like my message. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like music and stuff that aligns with the shit that I want to highlight.
And I was gonna say that, like, you don't have to be a drill rapper, videographer, or anything like that. I mean, shit, I'm sure it's gospel artists and stuff like that, if that's what you into. You know, I'm sure you got country artists, you got all kinds of stuff out here, you feel me, that we just gotta tap into.
Yeah, that's one thing I really fuck with. There's like a huge variety in the types of music. Even in just the rap itself, there's a huge variety in the different types of artists and shit we got around. Definitely.
So, with that being said, do you have any motivational words for the viewers or anything that you like to lead them with?
I would say two things. One, find yourself, you know, find who you are and the shit that you like and that you want to do, and find your higher power, you know, whatever religion you practice or whatever, just really tap in with yourself spiritually.
That's dope, man. We all need to do that. And I appreciate you coming through, man. I appreciate you coming to sit down with me.
For sure. Appreciate
like
you
I said,
having me on, bro.
Definitely. You one of the ghosts out here. It was gonna be quick and painless, you feel me? I try to keep these interviews on that and not get into personal stuff like that or whatever. So those are the questions that I have. I mean, I would ask more, but I feel like, speaking of which, before we end it, is there anything that you want to talk about, like that you do have coming, that you're working on, or something that you feel like I might have missed? You know, because it's the best time to do it.
For me, really, nothing personally worth speaking about coming on. I'm always working on stuff, but one thing that's upcoming that people should definitely be looking for is Yearn and DJ Zaybrick. They got an album coming out. I know you just did an interview with Yearn, but
yeah, shout out to
that
Yearn.
shit is beautiful. I think it's gonna be called "Don't Talk Till It's Over" or something like that. I think everybody should definitely tap in and hear what he got.
Is Zay rapping, or he just?
Nah, it's they just got a studio together, so
Yeah,
all the
ZY,
beats are
YZ.
self-produced, engineered, mixed, mastered, everything in house by the two of them.
Are you shooting for it, or you kind of like?
Maybe.
I hope so, man, because y'all
There's
definitely
some plans,
like
but we'll see.
y'all like the dream team, man, for real. Well, it was a pleasure having you up here, man, and I am excited to see what you got coming. And if you ever have anything, like any projects, anything, and you just want a platform to just kind of put it out there, feel free to just holler at me, man. I definitely let you up this joint, because, you know, even doing this is big, you feel me? Like, I tell people all the time, I'm trying to show this platform to people and see maybe if they see it's worth putting some money into. I mean, we got shows happening, we got interviews happening. I mean, like, actual shows with people performing.
Right, yeah,
It's a scene.
Shit ton of shows going on out here.
And it's like,
big too.
If we can get some big investors to put some money in, it helps everybody, not just me, not just you, just everybody. People got money to spend now. People getting paid
Gives
properly.
People something to do.
Yeah, man. Stay out of trouble. But we gotta keep it on the up and up, man. Like all the rap beefing and stuff that, I mean, we can't control it, but I feel like for right now, until we get where we need to be, that's kind of gotta be a second priority. But yeah, man, thank you for coming up. I appreciate having you, man. Where can people find your social media and all your work?
You can look up Brent Zier on Instagram, BrentZier. That got the link to my YouTube. Or on YouTube, it's 1Shot with a money sign instead of an S.
Facts, man. And this is Live from the Basement. We signing out, man.
Appreciate you, bro.